We're back for another exciting episode of the Hashtag Wednesday Match Play. You missed me last week. I was in Savannah, Georgia at the Troon Sales Summit, and I was hoping to get back in time, but we drove from Naples to Savannah, and it takes about 6 hours to get through Orlando itself. So I don't want to talk about it. I'm still a little upset about the amount of time that it took to get through Orlando, but I blame Mickey for that. So that being said, we're back, and I am pumped because tonight's guest was supposed to be on the show, but he was traveling, and I heard a little bit of his travel schedule before we went live, and let's just say he's all over the place. So tonight's not about golf as much as it's about the product that is around golf. And we're going to talk a little bit about this product outside of golf, but there's a very specific segment of the product that is about golf. And it's, I feel like, a newer division for them. And based on the courses that he was just mentioning, it definitely is a growing segment of their business. And being with Troon and being at Tiburon Golf Club here in Naples, Florida, I definitely want to figure out a way to get this stuff on our shelves, on our bev carts. And it's Life Beverage Company is the name of the company, but GolferAID is the very specific segment that we're going to try to focus on. But tonight we have Aaron from, and I have no idea what his role is, and that's cool because I feel like he's got to be up towards the top because the travel schedule that he keeps is pretty legit. But versus me trying to explain more about these products and this company, I'm going to introduce you to Aaron from this unbelievably gracious company. They sent me a case of this stuff. Not like, here's a can, try it. No, I got a case, and I drank almost all of it. So, Aaron, welcome to the Hashtag Wednesday Match Play.
Hey, Ricky, appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
So give us an elevator pitch of what this company is about and a little bit about the GolferAID. So tell us the overall and GolferAID.
Yeah, we're LifeAid Beverage Company. We're here out of Santa Cruz, California, founded in 2011 by myself. I'm president of the company and my business partner Orion, and we make clean nutritional products for active lifestyles. If you had to kind of summarize all of our different drinks that we have in the market, interestingly enough, GolferAID was actually our first aid. It was our very first product on the market, and so it's been around for about 6 years now. But we have different supplement blends that cater to different verticals. Our largest right now is our FitAid line, which people that are involved in functional fitness, may have heard of before. It's real popular in the gym environment, specifically CrossFit and beyond. We're sold in about 7,000 gyms in the United States, and Vitamin Shop, Whole Foods, Sprouts, etc. But we're really excited about GolferAID this year, bringing on some PGA Tour players that have been supporting the product and purchasing the product unbeknownst to me for a couple of years now, and really breathing some life. I think the time is right for a product like GolferAID, more so now than ever.
Well, you shocked me that it's been around for 6 years, and I have to apologize for thinking that it was a brand new segment. But what I think is interesting about that, though, is just in my capacity of golf, it feels like the marketing effort with your company is shifting to GolferAID, and that very point that it's a good time for golf. And I'm not going to talk about the rules changes that are being promoted this week and talking about letting guys wear shorts, and that's a whole nother thing that completely takes me on a tangent that could last for an hour. But the idea is that the game of golf is changing and shifting and growing and maybe evolving more than growing, because I'm not sure some of these things are good, but the fitness aspect, to the point that it's in gyms, and I work out a ton, and I can't get over the fact of how much 5 years ago, even 7-10 years ago, that was not even a thought process. And now everybody belongs to a gym. Everybody does CrossFit. Everybody's into this stuff. You mentioned like Whole Foods. Like, we love Whole Foods, and I like Trader Joe's because I can afford Trader Joe's. I can't always afford Whole Foods, but the idea is that it's a mind shift, and especially in even markets. We were talking about Scottsdale and Naples. Like, the population just wants to be healthy, and there's gyms on every corner. There's a CrossFit everywhere. So you're absolutely hitting the right markets and the right demographics. And let me shift that a little bit to my first question. Now, I don't want to compare it to Red Bull, but the can size is the same. It's similar. It's got the same feel. So you're obviously being compared to Red Bull. Red Bull's got just a grip on the market in that space. But I like to drink booze, and I got a beer in my glass, and I have to ask, because sometimes people mix Red Bull and Jaeger, or Red Bull and vodka, or what have you. So are are people buying this and mixing it with alcohol, or have you seen that? Or if so, kind of what's
Well,
that like?
golfers will be golfers, and what they do on the 19th hole is up to them. I heard that our products tend to mix well with premium vodka, but you know, that's not something we necessarily promote on our end. But you know, comparing say GolferAID to other products on the market, you mentioned, you know, 5 years ago nobody was into health and fitness. I mean, you look at the makeup of, you know, the PGA Tour and your average golfer. You know, a lot of people outside of golf would kind of ridicule this sport as not being a real sport. Well, look at these guys; they're supposed to be professionals, and they're not in shape. Well, now, you know, fast forward 5-6 years later, it's not just Tiger Woods that's in shape anymore. Like most of the guys on tour have a rigorous diet and exercise regimen, and they recognize golf more than any sport out there. What you put in your body directly reflects in how you perform. I mean, this is a physical and mental game. It reflects in how you perform during your round. So if you're jacking your body up with a bunch of energy drinks or soda or hot dogs, and your blood sugar is spiking and then crashing, no wonder people get back nine fatigue. No wonder they're brilliant one hole and fall apart the next, because they're not giving their body the nutrients that it deserves, that it needs to play a nice, steady, even round. And that's really what we looked in when we were designing GolferAID. We designed it with the supplementation that your body really demands during a round of golf, without any caffeine, without taurine, without sodium, without gratuitous amounts of sugar, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, so that's a good segue into this next question. So calories. I'm a calorie counter. I've dropped about 65 pounds since I started my journey, and I'm still not to my goal yet. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I count calories. That's where I've been. And granted, I'm drinking a beer, but I'm not going to maybe eat as much for dinner because I'm drinking a beer right now. But the idea is that I count calories.
The reason why we count calories is so we can still drink beer.
Bingo. I like that. That's a good answer. I'm going to write that on a bumper sticker. The reason I count calories is so I can still drink beer. Now, the product is low in calories. I will say that. But the idea is it doesn't have to necessarily have calories to be effective, because there's a lot of science and research that's gone into the ingredients in that. But do you have any 0 calorie or very low calorie options that are available, not just GolferAID, but across your portfolio of products?
Yeah, all of our products are very low calorie. So what makes us, you know, unique is, you know, not only are we low calorie, but we don't use any artificial colors, flavors, or sweeteners. So a lot of people that are looking for low to no calories have to recognize that in replacing some of those carbs, sometimes they'll put toxic ingredients that are neurotoxic, like sucralose or aspartame, these artificial sweeteners that are rightfully being demonized right now. So, you know, our sweetener is a diabetic friendly sweetener, and all of our products are only 45 calories. So you're going to burn that off, you know, after the first hole.
That's awesome. Now, there are more than one flavor, and I know the answer to this, but this episode, as are all of the #Wednesday Match Play, are presented by Eat Sleep Golf, and they always send a bunch of good questions, whole bunch of good questions tonight from them. And the first thing that I am excited to know, and I don't even know the difference in this this question, what are the flavors? Are they all the same flavor? Do you have multiple flavors? What's that look like?
Yeah, great question. So, you know, at LifeAid, we have 7 products currently on the market. They are not different flavors of the same formula. We don't even focus on flavor. We are a formula-driven, a function-driven company, okay? So these supplements in, say, a travel aid or a focus aid or a party aid are completely different than the supplements in a GolferAID. Why? Because when you're partying, your needs are different than when you're golfing, that are different than when you're, you know, just ate a big lunch and you're back at the office and need to stay in the zone and focus, or different than after you train hard and work out. So, you know, we went to the core members of each community, looked at what supplements they were taking and why, what are the demands, what are you looking for during a round of golf? You're looking for consistent energy without getting all jacked up and shaky. So, you know, no caffeine, but there are supplements like a full B complex that can really help utilize your food source to keep your energy levels nice and consistent, right? A lot of golfers have joint issues, an old shoulder injury, a knee injury, some swelling occurring in that. So we've got glucosamine, turmeric, MSM for joint health and natural anti-inflammatories. You know, we've got very low diabetic friendly sweetener. There's a lot of diabetic golfers out there, unfortunately, that, you know, can't have things that are high in sugar. And coenzyme Q10, great for heart health. Siberian ginseng, which is great for kind of keeping you in the zone. So really looking at, you know, what were a lot of the issues from joint and branched chain amino acids for muscle recovery. So looking at, you know, what are those demands during a round and what can really make a difference to help keep you nice and level and in the zone, keep you in that flow state for all 18 and not, you know, melt down on the back nine.
Well, that answer literally just proved the passion that you have for this product and this line of products. So I can totally see that, and that is awesome, because I would just think, oh, Red Bull, cool. They tell me that it gives you wings, and I'm going to drink it because it's going to make me energetic, and it doesn't. Red Bull doesn't even work, quite frankly. It just tastes good with a shot of vodka in it. But now, you had sent me a case of this stuff, and like I said, it was awesome. I drank through almost all of it before I left the corporate office, and I passed the handful out to some of the people on my team. It was just awesome. And you've talked about all of the different, and you're not even using the word flavors, but out of all of them, do you pick one? Like, are you just going to grab one because you're thirsty, or do you use and pick them based on the activity you're about ready to use?
Yeah, it's a great question, and people ask me that all the time. They say, you know, the question I get is, what's your favorite? And, you know, I respond, well, you know, they're all my favorite. I literally drink them depending on, you know, what my body currently needs. Like, you know, today I worked out earlier today. I had a FitAid, you know, towards the end of my workout and after my workout. You know, after lunch today, I had a Focus Aid. You know, I've been having a little bit of an issue with my right knee after doing some squatting. I'll drink LifeAid, which is heavy and natural anti-inflammatories. You know, I golfed on Monday. I had 2 GolferAIDs, one on the front nine, one on the back nine. So, you know, it really depends on, you know, what my activity is and, you know, what supplementation my body is going to need in order to perform or recover best for that particular activity.
Oh, that's awesome. You obviously have a way to get some, you know, you are the president of the company, so you've probably got a stack of them just lined up at your house.
We keep our fridge pretty stocked, but I'll tell you what, it gets depleted quicker than you'd think.
That's awesome.
Which just reminds me, I just threw a couple in the freezer this morning that I forgot about. They're probably exploded by now.
That's awesome. So, tour players, any LPGA, PGA, Latin Tour, like any of those promoting and supporting the product? I know you said that you found some that are buying the product, but do you have any?
Yeah, we just got Ryan Moore on the team. That announcement should be, you know, official here shortly, probably within the next week or so. You know, he's been a big advocate for a couple years now. I ran into, you know, his brother at the PGA Merch Show a few years ago and realized, like, you know, Ryan's been, you know, buying the product from us. And so we started sending it to him and started a relationship there very organically at the Pebble Beach Pro-Am a few weeks ago. Had dinner with Scott Stallings and heard his incredible story and his movement to fitness. It was actually funny. We got featured for a nice, like, 2-minute segment on Golf Channel's Morning Drive at the PGA Merch Show. They were throwing cans out. We were on live TV. It was great. And so I get back to the room and I'm trying to find the segment to see it on TV. And they're showing a segment on the Golf Channel on Scott Stallings. And they're showing him go into his gym because the guy is a complete fitness freak. Like, he's in incredible shape. We always text each other at workouts now, and he's kicking my butt. But I swear I spot one of our products in his hand as he's walking into the gym. So, you know, I go on his Instagram page and see, like, he's posted for us. And so just reached out to him on Instagram and connected, and, you know, great guy and big advocate. And, you know, our products have been I think he would say, you know, just an essential part of his movement towards health and fitness, because he was really hooked on drinking soda every day. You know, he was drinking up to 10 Dr. Peppers a day, and then transitioned to getting off all the high sugar, all the inflammatory garbage, and on to, you know, clean eating, clean food, clean drinking, and started to train. And now it's reflecting in his game. I mean, the guy's playing really well in this big comeback that he's launched since he started taking his health and well-being very seriously.
That's so awesome. That's cool that you were there and you had that connection, but, like, how you get that connection is really cool. So now the team at Eat Sleep Golf, they're north of the border and they play hockey. So this is a fair question. Do you have the ambition to release new products, be it HockeyAid. And I wonder, though, when I'm thinking about that question, do you release a HockeyAid, or do you have other products that are already in place that would fit that activity?
Yeah, we actually have a product that actually Ryan Moore is a big fan of too. It's our first food product. It's called the FitAid Fuel Pouch. It's a protein pouch, so it's a resealable squeeze pouch. It has 12 grams of grass-fed whey protein, branched-chain amino acids, organic carbs. It's an incredibly clean snack product. We actually sell that product to the San Jose Sharks, to the Golden State Warriors. I just sent a bunch up to some hockey players up in Canada, so they may be seeing it at their Loblaws up there sometime in the near future.
That's cool. Well, and I again, the only one that I've had is the GolferAID, and I like, I'm reading the side of the can and I'm doing the research of just what it is and how it works and how it fits, and I very closely relate it to the first tee and the 10th tee, like nutritional bars that everybody's seen before, that are at every grocery store, what have you, and it's like, well, and just by the name of the product, I'm not going to drink, or I'm not going to eat that 10th tee on the third hole. I'm going to eat that on the 10th tee. Like, so is there a correlation to that? Like, is that technology in other products that you found, and how you're introducing GolferAID to the public, or kind of what's that strategy like from a marketing perspective?
Yeah, I mean, I like, I know those guys over there. They're in Southern California, and, great founder in that company. And they're kind of on the food side of things. And, we're more on the beverage side outside of our FitAid Fuel Pouch. The naming convention for all of our products very much, it's not ambiguous. Like GolferAID, obviously, it has something to do with golf, and FocusAid has something to do with focus. And so we've really tried to simplify the messaging for our consumers, so they know exactly what to grab for on that particular use occasion. And, golf is a lifestyle. Like, I was in Costco last weekend, and I saw a guy cruising around. He had a polo shirt on. He had his Titleist hat on, and I gave him a little nod. I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm going to be playing on Monday. Like, there's camaraderie there, just like when you see motorcyclists cruise by each other and give each other a little, wave or that kind of thing. So, golf is a lifestyle. It's about time we had our own drink. I mean, we can't, all this other, forgive me, but garbage that we've been putting in our bodies for so long. Like, we know better than that. We know better. And I think the sport has evolved now. So I'm just glad that we're able to really provide a quality product to this community that's been deserving of such a product.
So, not that I'm comparing myself to a motorcyclist, but I drive a smart car, and people that drive smart cars, you give a little tip of the cap.
Oh, there you go.
So I get that. I used to have a motorcycle, though, so I, like way back when.
Yeah.
So
I'm talking about that.
Yeah, I got it.
Motorcycle, what's up?
So where do people buy this stuff? I mean, you said a couple of stores, but like, if somebody's sitting there watching right now and they're like, gotta try it. Like, can they go to the gas station and get it at the Circle K, or do they have to go to a Whole Foods, or
good question. So LifeAid, our entire line, and our primary SKUs of FitAid, FocusAid. We do have a LifeAid drink, which is a daily drinker with anti-inflammatories, and PartyAid. Those four are available nationwide. All the vitamin shops, multiple divisions of Safeway, Albertsons, Vons. All the Whole Foods in April, all the Sprouts in March. So you can find those pretty much anywhere, many gyms. GolferAID is specifically sold at golf courses. So if we're not sold on your golf course, talk to your food and beverage manager, have them get a hold of us, and we'd love to get it placed there. But GolferAID is very special and unique, very channel specific to golf.
So if our club tomorrow says, yeah, let's get 3 cases.
Yep.
Is it already ready and done and canned and ready to ship?
Ready to go. I mean, we're selling, GolferAID, I think this year GolferAID is going to move up the lineup in as far as volume. It does pretty well right now, but now that we have, the resources and I think some good voices on tour, advocating for us, and just, the right approach to energize GolferAID in the golf community. Even the PGA Merchandise Show just a month back in Orlando. I mean, we signed up 100 new courses over a couple of days. It's like a lot of those ship dates are April 1st because they're still buried in snow and that kind of thing. So don't be surprised that if your course isn't open yet, if they're not going to have that stocked when they do open up.
Well, it was 88 today here in Naples, for what that's worth, and there was a couple of clouds in the sky towards the end of the day, so I'm just it's pretty good weather. Now, and the only reason I bring this up is because I don't even know where it fits or how it works, but hashtag the Evan 17 is a golf event that I put on every year, and this year Eat Sleep Golf, who presents the hashtag Wednesday Match Play, is the presenting sponsor of that. I'm going to have 36 guys descend on Tucson, Arizona. We're going to play 2 different courses. We're going to have a foot golf contest. We've got food and beverage. We got a brewery involved. Let's talk offline to figure out how we can figure out if GolferAID makes sense to be involved in that, because that could be really cool to just, whether you have reps that go out, and that might be a good question, is do you have reps that go to events like that? Obviously, you're
absolutely in Arizona. We do, specifically because it's a great golf market. So we've got a couple dedicated people out in that market that are hitting up courses as we speak and getting a lot of traction out there. And we just rolled out with Safeway out there as well.
Then let's find a way to get a rep down to Tucson for hashtag the Evan 17 and make sure that everybody gets the chance to meet and to try this stuff. I mean, it's called the Oven because we play in the summer and it's hot. So guess what? It's branded the Oven, but there's definitely a fit there. Now,
hey, that's the best. You get out there in that heat. Like, I love going down to Palm Springs midsummer and play $30 instead of $200 to play some of those courses.
The courses are in great shape. They're affordable. I mean, but with the Oven, I've paired, so Borderlands Brewing Company is hosting the pairings party. 36 holes. We're playing a private club on Saturday through the Troon Connection. We've got F&B included. We've got a foot golf under the lights. Like, we got a casino aspect. We've got all the hotel side. Like, it's a party over 3 days, and it's the 4th annual, and it's just cool to see it grow. And I'm excited to have Eat Sleep Golf on board, and the future is bright. And to get brands like this involved early on, I think is key to when we've got a 144-man buyout that GolferAID's right there as a part of the conversation. So
yeah, great.
Now you got a bunch of merchandise on your website. You got shirts and hats and all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know if I would think of GolferAID or all of these LifeAid beverages as like a merchandise-centric company, but do you do a lot with merch, and kind of what's the strategy behind all of the merchandise that you're selling?
Yeah, we do a ton of merch. We probably sell, depending on the month, between 30 and 50 grand a month in merchandise, and mainly around our FitAid line. Our FitAid line has really become a brand. It's got huge social media following. I mean, each of our lines has their own social accounts too. So GolferAID has its own, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Instagram tends to be, for our audience, our strongest social platform. But FitAid, so GolferAID, maybe has 30,000 followers on Instagram. I think FitAid's probably at 140,000, something like that. So, FitAid is really kind of our front runner as far as being a brand, and we do a lot of merchandise around that. But I'm really excited about getting some more really cool GolferAID merch going, and who knows, maybe you'll see a collab with some of the cool merch brands that exist in our space in the future. That's
really cool. Now, on the footer of your website, there's an Inc. 500 logo, and why? Tell me about that.
Yeah, we made the Inc. 500 last year, just from our growth year over year, and we should make the Inc. 100 this year. So I'm looking forward to moving up on that list.
That's really cool. Congratulations, man. That's a really cool accomplishment. Now, I didn't tell you before we went live this was going to fly by, and it has. We only have a couple of minutes left, but before we finish, I got one more question. Then we do what's called the back nine. It's just a fun golf specific. You said you're a golfer, so I'm going to ask you a couple of golf questions, and obviously we're promoting GolferAID, so we got to have a golf piece of that. But now you have a lot of reviews on your website. Obviously, somebody's going to try this and be like, "Ew, that's gross." Do you get negative reviews? If so, how do you handle them as a company when somebody does say this didn't work or this is disgusting and I don't like it? And that obviously happens, right?
Flavor profiles, you can't please everybody with flavor. And we're a function-driven company. We only have one flavor of GolferAID. It's the GolferAID flavor. I think that you'll find, and I'll send you out a sample pack so you can try all of our drinks, but 95% of people really like the flavor profiles because that's how we've developed them. We've developed them to be very pleasing flavor profiles to the vast majority of people. As far as reviews go, we got a lot of reviews on our site. We got a ton of reviews on Amazon. If you look at those negative ones, which I do, most of them are shipping issues that Amazon screwed up their shipment or punctured a can or the FedEx guy dropped the box. They have nothing at all to do with the product in a negative way. Like out of the 500 reviews, probably 460 of them are 5 stars saying like, this is the best thing since sliced bread. And, the products are clean, they're different, they're innovative. They're not just your typical sugar, taurine, artificial garbage. I mean, we've taken the higher road. We've really tried to play the long game, which has been much more expensive. It'd be a lot easier to put out sugar water, but that's just not what we're all about. And, it was a struggle when we first started, but now it's paying dividends that, we have full transparency in our labeling and what we're doing, what we're putting in the product. We're not playing these 1.5 servings per container BS games and that kind of stuff, so.
That's awesome. Well, there is no question that you're passionate about what you're doing. You have it figured out on a per sport basis. I work out a ton. I actually took a week off. I've not in 3 years taken a week out of the gym, and I was off last week, and it was horrible. I'm back tomorrow, and I feel like I've gained 10 pounds in the week that I've been off. Like I gotta go back.
Muscle memory, you'll get back at it quick.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm doing 111 miles in March, and I didn't run today, so that means I got to do 7.5 tomorrow, but that's all right. I'm ready.
Wow, congrats. That's going for it.
It's disgusting. And I said 101, and then my buddy who's a runner in California is like, why not 111? That's my favorite number. And I'm like, awesome. Guess I'm doing 111. Thanks. I didn't say no, right? Yeah. So before we let you go, let's do the back 9 fun random questions. You ready?
Sure.
How many people do you have on staff?
46.
That is more than I expected you to say. That's really cool. So you have to have a fridge of this at work and at home. Like, are you stocked with this stuff everywhere you go?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's awesome.
And my car. I got a cooler in my car, too.
That's awesome. So what's your favorite golf movie?
Oh, geez. Got to go with Caddyshack. Come on.
Yeah? See, I if somebody asks me that, it's either Happy Gilmore or Tin Cup or Bagger Vance.
Oh gosh, those are both good too. Now
I know, right? How do you pick a favorite?
That's tough. You're right. They're all good. Now that you mention it.
So you guys are active on a ton of social networks: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those. What's your favorite social network?
Instagram for me. Just easy, intuitive, easy to use. It just resonates with me. Like my wife's a Facebooker. I like Instagram. My kids Snapchat, and I have no clue about Snapchat. So
Snapchat's about to go public. It's $17 a share, so you should buy it. I hate Snapchat with a passion. Like I despise it because Instagram has stories that came after Snapchat. So Snapchat's like, you do what we do, and Instagram's bigger and better and owned by Facebook. So hashtag in rant. What is your favorite PGA Tour major?
Gosh, gotta go with the Masters.
Yeah, that's a popular answer for sure. Yeah. What's your favorite golf course? There's a bunch of them out where you live.
There's so many. I mean, gosh, in the last year I played Pasatiempo, which is out in Santa Cruz, and it was gorgeous. I hate to say that I grew up here and I hadn't played it yet, and got to play that. I played Poppy Hills on Monday.
No kidding.
That was gorgeous. I mean, there's so many.
Mine are out of Poppy Hills. Jeff Ritter and my buddy Aaron are both out at Poppy Hills.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. It's in great shape right now. There was nobody out there. It was beautiful. It was a little cold, but it was sunny. It was great. And I whooped on my business partner, which doesn't always happen. So
there you go.
I'm pretty good about it right now.
Have you ever had an ace?
I have. I got one when I was super young, and like I had only golfed maybe 5 or 6 times. I was in a foursome with 3 core golfers, like twice a week guys, and they were so pissed off at me. Like it was a par 3. I will never forget. It was at in Santa Cruz County, Boulder Creek Golf Course, the 5th hole. I got my chipping wedge. I just nailed this thing like 110 uphill, And they're all like, wow, good shot. Yeah, looks good. I'm like, man, you know, that plopped right up on the green. We're looking around, couldn't find it, look in the hole, and there it was.
That's awesome.
And they're like freaking out. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, hole in one. Like, I figured, like, oh, no big deal. You know, I've only golfed 6 times, so I'll get these, you know, like
all the time.
They happen all the time. Hasn't happened since.
Well, I've not had one, so feel free to send some of that mojo my way. Now, we've been getting along just fine, and you may or may not know this, but I'm Tiger's biggest fan. He's hanging above me on the wall. He's all over this room. I am his biggest fan. And be careful how you answer this, because this will change our dynamic going forward. I'm kidding, but not really. Do you think Tiger breaks Jack's record? Why or why not? You can't just say yes or no. Why or why not?
I think, you know, there's obviously a lot of talk right now, you know, whether Tiger has another run in him. To be perfectly candid, I think he needs to get a few girlfriends going again and get back his mojo back. Like, think of when everything was going really good, Tiger, and go back to those days. Like, you know, this whole trying to. So I think if he gets the right girlfriend combo going and, you know, stays healthy with his back, then he's definitely got a shot. But there's so many good players on tour now. It's like, geez, anybody can win on any given weekend.
I will let that be the second best answer to this question, because we had a guest recently say that if he wins one more major, he breaks the record, meaning that he gets that fire under him. If he doesn't win another one, obviously he doesn't win another one, he's done. If he wins one more, he breaks the record. And I love that answer, but your answer is pretty good and probably just as accurate in terms of the realm of possibility. And your final question of your hashtag Wednesday match play is, what's next? You're growing like crazy, but what's next for you, LifeAid and GolferAID?
Just keep an eye out for us this year. We're making a big splash at a golf course near you. Check us out on our social media at GolferAID on all our handles. And, you know, if you haven't heard of us or seen this yet, you will soon.
That's awesome. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. This is awesome. We were off last week. We're back for the next 4 or 5 weeks. No questions. We got a laundry list of good guests coming up. This one was fun. I can't thank you enough and I can't say staying up late because it's late here. You're like 3 hours behind me on the West Coast. Sun might still be up where you are, but
I think it still is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Rub it in. I'm going to bed here in about 10 minutes. But I will make sure this video gets shared on Facebook and Twitter and Google Plus and the Google Plus golf community. The golf community will actually hit 25,000 members this week. So really excited.
Wow, great. That's awesome.
With that. And I'll make sure everybody in the community sees this. It'll be on YouTube for here, now, and forever. I'll make sure that our team at Tiburon Golf Club gets a peek at this so we can get this stuff on the bev carts in the golf shop and all over the place here at Tiburon. But as always, on the hashtag Wednesday Match Plays, you have to remember to eat, sleep, golf.